Hello viewers, today we're going to be changing out the filters in a Honeywell air filter. This is the Honeywell model HA202BHD. I've had this for a number of years now. I used it at work for the last about 3 years. And then I recently got a bigger one to use at work. So I brought this one back home and I'm going to use this in the bedroom. It does have Digitan controls, which I'm not fond of, but these, at least functionally, are okay because you can turn the light off so it's not obnoxious. Alright, so to change the filters, there's 2 buttons here. You gotta press that in and then it releases the front grate, which is pretty dusty, so we'll vacuum that off. I usually vacuum the filters clean 2 or 3 times, or I'll blast them out with compressed air a couple of times. I've already done that once with these, so we're going to go ahead and change these out, especially because I was using it at work. It's kind of gross there. So I'm going to use this in the bedroom. I want it to be clean. So here's the filters. These were in use for about, I'd say about 1.5 years. I don't use these filters in the summer because I prefer to have the windows open. So I only run them during the winter. So it gets, I would say, 8 or 9 months approximately of use, and I run it continuously when these are in service. So the filters are pretty dirty. I went to order new filters and I became kind of agitated because I was having a very difficult time finding new filters. These take the R filters, and I searched high and low for the Honeywell branded filters, which is what I had in here, which is what I have historically purchased to use in here, and I could not find any. I could not find them anywhere. Couldn't find them at the Home Depot, which is where I used to purchase them. Couldn't find them on the Amazon, which is where I've purchased them as well. I couldn't find any on the e-ripoff that were reasonably priced. So I don't know what's going on with that. I find that highly aggravating because these filters are not that old and they're pretty expensive and they seem to last a long time. So it's not like this is to the point where it's a legacy product now. I'm pretty sure these are even still sold. So I don't understand why the filters are not attainable through Honeywell anymore. Maybe it's just a function of the supply shortages that we've been dealing with. That's very possible, but I don't know. I needed some filters, so I got these knockoff ones. I have no idea if these are going to work. I'm a little concerned about this from a technical standpoint because the fans in these units are designed to operate under a certain air pressure, and when you change the thickness of the material or the porousness of the material that the fan is drawing air through, the pressure is going to change and offset the load on the motor. I'm probably just getting way too technical, or more technical than is necessary in this scenario. It's probably going to be just fine, but I don't know. I have my concerns. Then of course there's also a function of, are these really HEPA? Do they really work that good? You know, who knows. So I'll be able to tell pretty easily once I start using them. So I find that these filters really do make a big difference in the indoor air quality in the winter. It's looking pretty much the same. You can see how dirty this really was. The light coming through seems to be pretty comparable. They certainly look pretty thick. I don't know. It seems like it should be okay. Yeah, the design is very similar. This has the kind of like a foam gasket on the machine itself, not the filter. I don't know. They seem like they would be fine. Before I put the filters in, I want to vacuum everything out because there's a lot of dust on the guard and little bits of dust around the edges and everything. Okay, that should be good as far as that's concerned. I don't know if the motor has oil ports on it or not. It doesn't look like it. The shaft is closed off at the end. I'm pretty sure the bearings are still pretty free. Let me go ahead and turn it on real quick and check. See if we need to get in there and oil it at all. No, it's still spinning pretty freely. Huh, okay, cool. So I'm not going to worry about oiling it. Now these filters, they have the airflow arrow. Now it goes in with the arrow, airflow going that way. Seems to fit in just fine. Got a nice firm fit. And that seems to be fine as well. Now bear in mind I have zero affiliation with this company. This is not an ad for these filters. I truly have no idea if these are any good or not. They just seem to be well rated and had a reasonable price. I'll be able to, find out pretty easily just through using it if they're any good or not, but time will tell. So we have the carbon filter. I was going to just cut a new filter out of like air conditioner evaporator filter, but I'll use this. These are really for like odor removal, which I don't care about. So I really just want this to capture the dust, but I'll put this on. This is fine. I'm gonna have to cut this to size though, because these are, I think they're for a different model. Yeah, so I'll have to just cut this a little bit. I have to cut it like right here. Okay. Jeez, why the heck was why was I so far off with that cut? I thought I did okay. That's like a half an inch too long. Not good. That's going to be too short. Yeah, that's good enough. Once the machine is running, the airflow will kind of pull the filter up against itself, and it won't be an issue. Okay, so the filter is changed. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in and turn it on and see how it runs. I'll put these back in the bag for next time. These, they claim, I think they're supposed to change every 3 months, but I usually just vacuum these. All I use these for is to keep the big dust particles out of the HEPA stage filter so that it can be used for longer. Alright, let's turn this thing on. Okay, this is the low speed. It's pretty quiet. There's plenty of air coming out, so I think it's fine. You know what I should have done is measured the power draw with the old filters and then measure the power draw with the new filters. But then the old filters are dirty, so the restriction is higher. It's whatever. Maybe I'll do that in the future just for curiosity. Number 2, number 3, and in full power, which moves quite a bit of air. It's not bad. It's a decent machine. Now the filter lights, the check filter indicators are on. Those need to get switched off. There's a little instruction sheet here, and that says press and hold the filter button for 3 seconds. Okay, so I think what they want us to do, I guess this is the filter. Okay, that didn't really do anything. There we go. One, 2, 3. Why is it not cutting off? Well, the top one turned off. I wonder if this is busted up or something. That's annoying. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant because like that's just an estimate based off of a run timer. It doesn't really indicate how much dust is on the filters. It depends on the environment. I'll just check it every so often. I know approximately how long it takes for these to get dusty. So it's working. We'll see how it fares this winter.